The most important thing that you can do when you decide that you want to learn Irish fiddle music is to absorb the feel of the tunes. That's why in this video I'm going to walk you through the first 3 steps that you need when you've decided that you want to learn Irish fiddle, first 3 steps that you need to succeed in your path. If this is our first time meeting, my name is Hannah Harris. I'm an Irish traditional fiddler and singer, but I actually came to this tradition from a classical background. So I started off playing a completely different style and made the switch, and now it is my greatest pleasure to help walk you through the same, whether you are coming from a classical violin background or you're just coming into Irish fiddling from no musical experience in the past. So step 1 when you're first getting started with Irish fiddling is listen. Now, this comes as no surprise. We need to listen to the type of music that we want to play in order to absorb it into our bodies. I'm not at all a neurologist, so I can't tell you how the brain works exactly, but I do know that listening to the type of music that you want to play over and over again really helps you internalize the feel for that music. Now, if you already have a playlist and some different fiddlers who have got you interested in learning the style, then that's great. Go ahead and just use that. But if you need a little bit of help, if you need some inspiration for where to get started, I put together a playlist on Spotify of some of my favorite fiddlers that I've used to influence my playing in the past, so I put that all together for you. You'll find a link for that below this video. Once you've got your playlist, make sure that you're listening to it on a regular basis. I'd say best practice is daily. And that brings us to step number 2, which is I want you to get out a metronome. Now, you don't have to have an old-fashioned metronome like I do. I just like the whole physical aspect of it. There's some that are on tuners, depending on what tuner you have. And you can also look it up online. If you just Google online metronomes, they'll pop right up. There's one on Google right there that works just fine. You can set the BPM and customize it. And there's also different ones available on YouTube that you can look up as well. So plenty of options. Just make sure that you have a metronome. Now, the one that I have here today, I have it set to 120 BPM, which is kind of a fast pace for a jig, be about a regular session pace maybe. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to tap your foot along with the metronome. And I'm going to just clap my hands here because y'all don't need to see a close-up of my feet tapping, but we're going to just do our clap along exercise with the metronome. So I'm going to set it, give it a second to normalize. Alright, so and you can lilt along if you want. Now, something to take note of is that when you're first starting out playing, you're not going to be playing it all the way up to tempo, nor should you try. You should definitely start at a slower tempo and work your way up to full speed. But it does help when you're first learning and you're not even worrying about the instrument to just have it up to full tempo and try and sing along and clap your hands or stomp your feet, whatever it is you want to do to keep time. I would go ahead and do foot tapping because that's something you're going to want to be familiar with in the future with just playing Irish music in general. But that's a good place to get started. And with that, we're at step number 3, which means it's time to get the instrument out. But instead of trying to play all of the notes all in time, I want you to just play an open string rhythm. So I'm going to get my metronome started again, and I'm just going to play open strings on D and A, just a little chord there, open string chord. And I'll play along. You're welcome to play along with me if you like. Again, I'm at 120 BPM, so I am up to full speed, but when you're just getting started, you might want to start a little bit slower, maybe at 88 or 90. So So to recap, in order to get started with learning Irish fiddle, you're going to want to regularly listen to your top fiddlers that you really enjoy and feel inspired by. Step number 2, you're going to clap along with a metronome and really internalize the meter. In this case, we did a jig, but there are plenty of other tune types that you can work with as well. And then step number 3, you're going to actually get your instrument out, but just start with open strings and don't even try to put the notes in yet. That will come later. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you would like to see more of these videos from me, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe to my channel so that you can be notified every time I post a new fiddle tip.